just wondering. First off, for you, this being your freshman season, playing football wise, has this season caught you by surprise?
Uh, Kinda, yeah. Um, I'm a redshirt freshman, but I've been here for a couple years because of COVID and everything, so it's a little different. It's definitely faster pace. People hit a lot harder. People try to get the ball out, so it's different for sure. But um, yeah, it's been fun.
You've watched tape on Fort Hays State. What is it that stands out about their defense?
They're really young, but they play really hard. They're pretty young and like linebackers and stuff, but they're really like good and play hard, and they have a couple good DBs and stuff. So it'll be a pretty challenging week this week.
What do you see as the keys for you guys to getting this win at Fort Hays?
I think we just gotta execute like our base stuff. They don't really run anything crazy like Moso did last week on defense wise. They kind of run coverages that we've been seeing all year, so we just gotta execute. Yeah.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. So, Fort Hays is kind of the middle of the pack team, and like you said, they don't want to do a whole lot that's super special, but they've been able to really ride close to some pretty good teams in the conference. So, what have you noticed about them that you think is the reason that they can hang with these big dogs?
They're very talented and they play really hard. Like I said, they're really talented. They're a little young. They're not crazy young, but they're a little young. I think they fly around a lot. There'll be multiple people around the balls at all time trying to tackle. So if you break one tackle, there's going to be someone else there. So yeah.
And you guys face them on the road, so just how do you think that being at Fort Hays is going to kind of impact this game?
Yeah, I've heard it's a really good atmosphere all the time. It's Halloween. I think it's their homecoming maybe or something like that. So there should be a lot of people there, but those are the fun games. So I think it'll be fun. Yeah.
Yeah, all right, thanks.
Yeah, no problem.
Arlea?
Yeah, hey, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good, thank you. Hey, one question for you. So your last six games have been decided by a touchdown or less. What's been the difference in you guys coming out on top of those versus, the ones with the drops?
That's a good question. Uh, I don't know. I think we're like I said, we're a little. Oh, I'm sorry. We're a little young still, and we've grown up throughout the year tremendously, I think. And last week, I felt like we had control the whole game, and I felt like we've had control of a lot of games that we just happen to lose. But I don't know. It's just some way. Sometimes the ball bounces that way, and we just got to keep what we're doing.
Awesome, thanks.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, good.
Good. Thank you guys.
Jahmek, yeah, looking at Fort Hays State offensively, they look to be very similar to the offense you see every day in practice. As you look at Fort Hays State, though, what stands out about them?
How dynamic their passing game is. I think the way that they're able to get their receivers and their playmakers the ball in open space and let their quarterback do their thing, I think it's really special. I definitely do.
What's going to be the key for you guys to slowing that down and making it not so effective?
Just sticking to our game plan, trusting what our coaches are putting us in position to do, and executing it to the best ability that we can, honestly.
Not to give any big secrets, but what's kind of the game plan for Saturday?
We know that the quarterback, he's good when he knows what he's doing and he's comfortable, so we just want to kind of make him uncomfortable as much as we can.
May?
Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. So, Fort Hays, like it was said before, they're kind of a similar offense to you guys. So, just what do you think is going to be the key for the defense to just be able to come out and win in this game?
Eliminate the big play for sure. Just sticking to our game plan, like I said before, trusting our coaches, trusting our teammates while we're out there, doing our 1-11. Same kind of game plan that we have every week. Just that's the keys to the game. We just got to get the game plan done and see if we can come out with a victory at the end, and that's hopefully the outcome.
Yeah, and Fort Hays leads the MIAA in red zone percentage. So, just how do you think the defense is going to be able to eliminate them converting on those third downs in the red zone?
Well, we kind of emphasize third down a lot in practice, where we do that all year. So, I mean, just kind of sticking to our game plan and staying true to who we are, trusting our core breaks, and, just coming out and playing Emporia State defense. We know we've not been the defense we wanted to be this year, but we've got a big opportunity in front of us, so we're just going to try to take advantage of that at all costs for sure.
Yeah, all right. And is there anything else you've noticed about Fort Hays' offense
They've got ball players. Since I've been here in 2018, they've always had just players and just playmakers all over the field. They like to throw the ball a lot, so it just kind of looks the same how they've always looked. They're a really good team.
All right, thanks.
No problem. Thank you.
A similar question for you. Your last 6 games have been decided by 7 points or less. What do you think has been the difference in the ones that you guys have been able to come out on top versus the ones that you dropped?
Turnovers, execution, mistakes. Just like every other football game, I just feel like Tyler had just said, the ball just sometimes didn't bounce our way. But we're just going to continue to keep our heads down and work, and not worry about the outside noise. So.
Yeah, big one this weekend, and it's state rival. How excited are you to play at the stadium on Halloween weekend? Homecoming, probably a lot of fans there.
No, yeah, I'm definitely excited. We were at Hayes in 2019, and they had a good crowd. It was loud. We got our butts handed to us, but we're looking forward to this one. This one is kind of circled on my calendar for a while, so I'm excited for sure.
Thanks.
Thank you.
I was going to ask you. You're one of the top tacklers for losses, and towards the top of quarterback sacks. What's been your secret to your success this season?
Just working day in and day out during the off season and the time we had last year. Knowing that I'm trusting my teammates and they're trusting me, and I just don't want to let them down. So just playing hard and just working day in and day out, trusting our game plan.
Is there a certain mentality you take into every game?
Yeah, for sure, definitely. I mean, playing defensive line, we kind of emphasize the run game. Like, we want to stop the run for sure. But I like to, get after the quarterback a lot too. So we kind of we know that when it's third down, the time that when we got to really get our ones up and get off the field, we want to kind of shut the offense down right there to get them to an incompletion or, stop them for the first down. So.
Hey, you were talking. They asked about all the one-score games and everything. And obviously, you want to come out and win games. But what is that? When you look back on this in a few years, do you think that'll be more memorable because you've been playing all these games?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this is definitely. I've never been through a season like this where every game we've been in damn near has been a one-possession game, win or loss. So I mean, it's been a roller coaster ride. But like I said before, we're just gonna keep putting our heads down and working. We don't want to look up until it's over, so that's what we're going to keep doing, just working, sticking to our game plan, trusting our coaches and each other.
All right. Thanks.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
On Saturday.
Thanks.
When it warms up.
Well, Fort Hays State coming up Saturday, and looking at it on paper, this looks like to be a pretty evenly matched matchup between you and Fort Hays State. As you look at this game, what do you see as the keys to winning this contest for your ball club?
Well, I mean, they're very similar to us in the fact that they're sitting at 4-4, and they're, I don't think their record is indicative of how good they are. I think they're really good offensively. I think that their offensive line is impressive. They got a very good quarterback who is a veteran. And they throw the ball really well. And then, defensively, typical Fort Hays defense where they're physical, they're tough, they're well coached. So yeah, it's another MIAA game, basically about what we've went through every Saturday. So for us, we need to build on what we did last week. We haven't been very good on the road. We've played well on the road. We just hadn't come away with any wins except for the first game of the year. But we have played well, and we need to play well again and, maybe eliminate a few more mistakes that we've had, get those kind of corrected and do our best to come home with the victory. We won last week. Again, wasn't the cleanest of wins, but we'll take it, and our kids – our players, they didn't deserve it, but they earned that win, and felt good to really see those guys excited after the game coming after a W.
Hey, Coach Higgins, how's it going?
Good. How are you? Good.
So, Fort Hays is kind of a middle-of-the-pack team, but they've been able to really hang on against some of the top teams in the league. So, what do you think it's just going to take from your team to make sure you guys get the win?
Yeah, again, like I said, I think they've lost a lot of close games, like us. I know they got beat by Washburn in overtime, last play. They won last week kind of on the last play. And, they played Northwest very tough at the beginning of the year. That game could have went either way, honestly, so we need to be ready to play. We need to be able to go. We've been at home for 2 weeks, so now it's been a while since we've been on the road. So it's kind of flipped kind of how we were early on in the year. So again, we need to play well. We're going to play very well because Hayes is a very, very good football team, and they're a player or two away from being I think similar to us, where they could be sitting at 6-2, right now, or 7-1. So if we're not ready to play, we'll get beat. And for us, for some of the keys to the game would be, we need to hang on the football. Ball security is going to be huge. I think defensively, we got to keep everything in front of us. That's been an Achilles heel for us, is letting things get over the top, big plays. We're going to need to keep everything in front of us, continue to stop the run, and we need to be more efficient in the red zone. I think offensively we played really well at times this year, but I don't think we've been efficient when we needed to in the red zone.
And speaking of, keeping the plays in front of you, Fort Hayes leads the league in the red zone. So what do you think is just going to take your defense to, not let them convert there?
Well, number one is, if we can get them to the red zone, all right, that means that we haven't given up that many big plays. Sometimes we're giving up plays outside the red zone that they're going on and going and scoring. So again, number one, we got to put our players in the right positions for them to be successful. And at the same time, and I said this last week, we got to have some guys back there step up and start making some plays too.
And you mentioned their quarterback. What do you think it's going to take for the defense again to lock it down?
Yeah, he's got a strong arm. He gets rid of the ball quick. I've been impressed with him ever since he became the starter there. He's a veteran. He led him on a drive last week, kind of to win the game for him. He's a sheriff. We're going to have to, get pressure on him. We don't want, anytime you can stand back there as a quarterback and be comfortable, it's easy to make the right throws, especially when you're accurate and have a strong arm like he does. So we're going to need to do that, and we're also going to need to be able to keep those receivers in front. Be physical on them and keep them in front. That way we don't give up the big play over the top.
And what about the offense? Just what do you think they need to do to win this again?
Yeah, well, I think for us, ball security, number one. We need to be, like I said, more efficient, I think, in the red zone, and especially when we get inside the 10-yard line. And we're doing a really good job of kicking field goals. Sam Dobbins is doing a great job. But, we need to get touchdowns on the board. And I think that that's an area the last 2 weeks where we've struggled. And last week I thought offensively was the first game we were not really in sync for 4 quarters. I thought we had I didn't think we played – I thought we played one of our worst games, honestly, offensively, and we still played good in spots. So we got to still be consistent, and, we got to, like we always do, we haven't given up very many sacks. This year, we got to protect Braden. You bet.
Hey, guys, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good, thank you.
You bet.
So your last 6 games have been decided by a touchdown or less. What's been kind of the difference for you guys in ones that you come out on top versus the ones that you come out?
Well, I tell you, the ones we've come out on top on, I feel like we've had control at some point in the game. And then in the fourth quarter, we kind of let them get back in it. So just hanging on has been a problem with the wins. With the losses, it's just been a roller coaster ride. It's been 2 things, 2 factors would be the big play, which I continue to talk about, but that's a fact. And then, the turnovers, that's hurt us, especially in our 2 losses to Kearney and Central Missouri, the turnovers. So those are things that – and that's the thing about the MIAA, and I've said this before to you guys, where I've been on the other end of it, where we have gotten some of the breaks and we've gotten the turnovers, or we've got an interception here or there. We come up with the big play at just the right time to where it can flip your season. And that's the thing about the MIAA, where there's a lot, and I've been doing this now, it's my 15th year, but there's a lot of good football teams that can be 4-4. I think we're one, and I think Fort Hays is one. So this is going to be a very good game. It's going to be a very challenging game, and I'm looking forward to it.
Kind of on that front, with your younger guys, how valuable it's been to have that experience where they're playing late game situations?
You're right. It's been a great experience, but we also have talked as a staff. We've not been in a game where we've let some of our other guys that might need to get it, just playing experience in general, regardless of the score. We've had to go with basically our starters and our key backups for 4 quarters. I think the first game of the year we put some guys in the fourth quarter, but besides that, we've been – and we're running anywhere from 95 to 110 plays on offense, and you got your starters out there and your key backups playing that many plays, it begins to take its toll on you, and you're always worried about staying healthy in this league. So I think it's been a valuable asset for us, learning how to win close games or what things we need to do to not lose close games, but it's kind of hurt us in a sense that some of the guys back behind have not got much experience because the games have been so close.
Yeah, have you done anything in practice to kind of get those younger guys more active reps?
Getting them more reps is what we've done, but the difference is, and this is the one thing, it's just different. You can never simulate the game type, not necessarily the fans, but just the game type atmosphere when you have a scoreboard. I've noticed that players play differently. Like you can go out and have a scrimmage, all right, like a spring game where it's offense and defense, but at the end of the day, after the game, everybody wins because it doesn't go on your record, all right? And there's guys that play really well in a spring game or a scrimmage, but once you put it on where it means something and there's repercussions and you're either 1-0 or 0-1, some guys, they play differently. They do. And so we've gotten those guys more reps, but it still doesn't simulate that feeling of what it's like to be in a game.
Sure, yeah. Last one I have for you is entering kind of the last couple weeks of the season, regular season here. How happy have you been with your first growth of kind of first leg, and what are your hopes for the rest?
I've been really pleased with our growth. I think we going into this year, I know there were a lot of question marks for us offensively, and we have, I think, some of the guys up front, like on the offensive line, we had to replace a lot of guys, and I think those guys have gotten better each and every week. I think being able to see kind of the growth in Braden, kind of how he's played throughout the course of the season. And the other thing with this team is just the growth of togetherness, and because we've lost, as you said, 7 touchdown or less, and we've had, leads that we lost and where we just missed on a comeback, where we just missed out on coming back in a game, and there's been some tough losses. And a lot of times, as a young player, it can take its toll on you. And I think our players have done a really good job of continuing to, push forward and continue to work and practice. I think the coaches have done a great job in getting those guys to maintain their focus, and I think that we've grown. We've grown as a team. Yeah, we're sitting at 4-4, and that's definitely not where we want to be at, but this group right here now, I tell you, they go to work every day. I enjoy going out to practice with them, and I've said this, and I don't know when it'll come true, all right, but I truly believe this group will have a lot of guys coming back, that the more work these guys put in, that something great down the road is going to happen to this group.
Awesome. Thanks, Greg.
You bet.